We came here to Harrodsburg, Kentucky, to check out Corning's facility that will soon produce all the cover glass for the iPhone and the Apple Watch, thanks to a major upcoming expansion. Earlier today, I got the chance to speak with Wendell. He's the chairman and CEO of Corning, and Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple. Take a look. Well, Tim and Wendell, this is just an incredible place, and I want to start with Wendell, our host, to say, what the heck are we doing in Harrodsburg, Kentucky?
Well, you gotta love a great manufacturing plant. But the news today really is about Apple. What we're doing here is we're dedicating 100% of this facility to Apple to produce 100% of the cover glass for all the iPhones made in the world will now be made in Harrodsburg, Kentucky.
Well, it's kind of amazing because I think people might have thought at one time or another, you can't make this stuff in America. This is the kind of thing that I think we got away from. Tim, didn't people just say, you know what, let's just outsource this to some place that costs a lot less, and it'll all be the same quality anyway?
You know, what we do is we look at a lot of things when we decide who to work with. And one of the most important ones is innovation. Corning brings so much innovation to the table. The phone that you're holding obviously is so thin and so light, but we want it to be the most durable phone ever. And so the ceramic shield that Wendell really brings to the table here with our help allows that. It's one of the enablers of that. And so we look at a lot of things when we decide who to partner with.
All right, now partnering with, I mean, you're talking about putting a $2.5 billion commitment.
Yeah.
What are these the kind of things, Tim, where we have no idea right now in our brains, we can't comprehend what could come from here, but because of the ingenuity of this place and your innovation center, we're going to see things that we just can't even dream of right now?
Oh, that's absolutely true. I mean, we have our engineering teams work together, and they're already working on future generations. But today, we're talking about the ceramic shield, too, and we couldn't be prouder of the accomplishment from the teams.
Well, we thought Gorilla Glass was the most powerful, strongest thing in the world. Tell us, Wendell, why we want this. Because it's, first of all, I mean, I can tell you it's light. That doesn't take a genius. But there's something about this that is, I guess you could say, almost indestructible.
Yes. Well, it's about 50% stronger than the first ceramic shield. And then Apple wanted that so that they could do this creative and stunning design. Because when you're trying to make something that basically is a glass shell and at the same time super light, but people's use case is the same, they came to us to ask us for something more durable.
Well, let's talk about the supply chain issue. We often hear, well, the president is saying, listen, one day I want the iPhone to be made here. Not anywhere else. I think, don't you have to start piece by piece? You need to, let's say, you need glass end to end, and you're doing that here.
Yeah, that's right. The glass is a very key component of the iPhone. You know, it's what you hold. It's what the front has become, is a sheet of glass. It was our vision from the onset to get it to that. And so it's a key component. And of course, there are other key components as well. The system on a chip that's in there. We are beginning the process this year of building system on a chips in Arizona with TSMC. And so there's a lot of things that we're doing in the United States and a lot that we can do, frankly.
Now, my Charitable Trust has a position in Apple. It's long-standing. I know I always expect Apple to be doing the best for customers, best for shareholders.
Right.
Is it right to put $2.5 billion here? Is this the best place, or is there also another component that you have to do, which is you have to say, we also want to help the workforce?
This is the place to put it. And so I feel very confident in that, because when you look at innovation, when you look at the cost, when you look at the quality, these are all things that are factor into our decisions. This is a great place.
Is it not true that there will be people who try to replicate this, but because of the standards of Corning, which we all know for going back decades and decades, they can't do it? They may even have the specs, and they can't imitate it. Why?
Well, you have two, when it comes to Apple products, there's two things that are super hard to replicate. First is our expertise that we bring from 175 years of this being our slice of the periodic table. But then on top of that, we work with Apple. We've been doing almost 2 decades in joint teams where Apple people are here all the time. They're in our labs all the time. And everything we do for Apple is 100% only for Apple. And so this becomes integrated right from the sand to the design. And this type of high integration makes it almost impossible to replicate.
But you also work with Samsung. They're a valued client. How about if they say, you know what? We want some of that technology, the Apple 2.5 billion technology. What happens? I mean, I know you couldn't be happy if that occurs.
So we say no. And what we say to Samsung is, if you want to work with us to innovate and you're going to develop a new-to-the-world material, we'll be happy to work with you on that. But Apple's materials are Apple's materials.
Okay. Now, when you say that everything's going to be made here, was it? I think people would say, "Oh, come on, it was always made there anyway." That's not true. You are moving and bringing jobs here that used to be elsewhere because you want to make it in America and make it strong.
That's absolutely right. We were building some volume here, but not nearly the volume needed to serve the worldwide community for iPhone and Apple Watch. And so there's an extraordinary amount of increased volume moving here.
Now, I haven't talked enough about the watch. I mean, look, the watch always, my biggest worry is it is so out there that I am going to scratch it. I've had every generation that hasn't occurred. Is that him?
Yes, that's him.
Well, I don't know how you do it, but it also, I have to believe, with $2.5 billion, you'll be doing things that we haven't dreamed of, but they're in your head, they're in your engineer's head. Just give us a little picture give us some 2030.
So, the first rule of dealing with Apple, it's a little like Fight Club. First rule of Fight Club is, you don't talk about Fight Club.
I am surprised.
Second rule of Fight Club is, you don't talk about Fight Club. So we're not going to talk about the next generation of products we're doing for my friend here.
Thank you.
Well, that is absolutely fair. I sometimes feel that when you made your commitment to $600 billion, that it seems like that you could replicate what you're doing with glass in a lot of different verticals. You're doing it with semiconductors. I don't think people even know that you're doing it.
Yeah, I think it will be understood over time. But what we're doing in semiconductors is we've taken a look at the entire supply chain. And so starting with the wafer, or actually pre-wafer, because Wendell is involved in this as well.
These are made of sand.
This is actually made of polysilicon.
Okay.
One of the purest materials in the world, of which we actually source to Apple's supply chain.
And then, it goes to Global Wafers, a company that's in Texas,
right.
And they will serve companies like TSMC, which will provide the fab for the product, for the chips. And then Amcor, another company that's located in Arizona, will do packaging. And of course, Applied Materials is very key to the semiconductor equipment. And so we're looking at the end-to-end, bringing that to America.
Now, we know that there is a component of glass that you use for your beautiful Macs. When can that be made here? Or is that just something that I mean, they're the best glass makers in the world. Why? I know they make a lot of plants overseas. Or is it just not convenient or simple to have the glass made here?
Well, today we're focusing on iPhone and Apple Watch, which has substantial volume.
Okay. I do...
part of it's
got to get rid of my picture. Can't bear it.
And part of it's us. We're moving so much production here that we're starting with the highest priority and the most innovative product sets.
Okay.
That's what we're starting here because of that.
It can go. It can go. We'll be back in a moment for what I think is a pretty amazing discussion.
Coming up, Raise Your Glass. Cramer's conversation around American innovation continues with the CEOs of Corning and Apple. Next. Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.